I've been sitting here for over an hour debating if I want to make this video. Now, this video is different than all my other videos. This video is about me. Now, I have another video in my area that is about me too. However, it's not as detailed about who I am and why you should work with me, or just more general information about me and everything. Now, so you guys been on my channel, everything, you already know my name's Darrell. I'm not going to bore you with all the information. No, Darrell, I'm in Berkeley, California. I do network marketing. I have multiple businesses, and I am building an empire, pretty much. So that's the basics. Let's get the boring stuff out of here. So let's get more on a personal level here, so you understand exactly who I am and who you're going to be working with. And if you want to work with me, great. If you don't, I wish you the best in your ventures and everything. I'm not going to cry, or I'm not going to knock down your door and beg you to work with me. That's not how I do it. I want people that want to succeed, that has the same mindset and goals and everything that I have. So let's get started. Actually, we already been started, but who really understands when I write on social media, or I blog on my blogs, or I tweet on my Twitter and LinkedIn and all that social media and content marketing and all those SEO stuff and all that stuff? Those are just words. And if you ever been on the internet and you ever talk to someone on the internet, you understand that those are just words. You can't get the feeling. You don't get the impulse. Your heart doesn't feel like someone is in front of you. Your eyes don't dilate if you like them, or your heart doesn't race, or even if you don't like them, you just don't sense that connection. Now, I understand how it is. I mean, I am the same way. I'm human. Maybe I'm more open-minded than some people. Maybe I'm more narrow-minded than some people. It's all a series of development. Personal development. Now, a lot of people make videos about, oh, you need to join me in this, or you need to do this, you need to do this. But the whole point is, the truth is, you need to do what makes you happy. You do. Because if you get in and you join people, but you're not happy, then it doesn't really matter. And that brings me to my point, because I wasn't happy even before I got into network marketing and stuff. Back in, I'll say about 2004, I started doing things. Now, nothing bad, nothing outrageous or crazy or illegal. Well, by who terms is illegal, but the government. But that's a whole different side that I'm not going to get into on this video. 2004 was like a turning point in my life. Finished high school. I was already at the point in my life where I was like, why should I listen to someone if they can't prove to me where they got the information from? And that goes back to, now I'm not saying people are not accurate and right in their thing. What I'm saying is, people take things that they read, things that they read, whatever, things that they read, anything, they take it and they do not question it. they take it at 100% face value. And that's where my issue came in from. So, I was working, everything, and then I was also volunteering. And so the hurricanes came in 2004. So I went down to Atlanta. Then from Atlanta, I went down to Tampa, Florida. And I was there with Ivan and all those hurricanes. And Orlando, I stayed there for a couple of weeks, helped out the people that was affected with the hurricanes. I was okay, fine. Sad about the people I was affected. Missed my family because I was working 20-hour days, which is nothing new. But I missed my family. And so I came back home 3 weeks later. I was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Went on with my normal life, took my classes in college and everything. And 2005 happened. I did the same exact thing. But this time, I only went to one hurricane. That was Hurricane Katrina. Now, a lot of you guys that have never been doing Hurricane Katrina have no idea how bad it was. The people that did go through Hurricane Katrina, I feel your sympathy because I was there. I was based in Covington, Louisiana. I was at the church where we set up operations. I was there for almost a month. We had no power, no running water, none of that stuff. We was pretty much at the gate. We couldn't go over the bridge, we couldn't take the boats over. It's because we didn't have guns at the time when we was volunteering there. We didn't have guns. And we always had to have police escorts. We always had to have National Guard escorts. When we had to get gas and stuff. We had National Guard members laying on the ground with saws, ready to shoot anyone that poses a threat. You had to have ID. If you didn't have ID, you couldn't get into certain areas. That was pure martial law at its worst that I ever seen. The only major disaster event I ever been to was the 1989 earthquake. And I was outside making mud pies, and my grandmother yelled and told me to get in the house. But I thought I was just in trouble for making mud pies, so I ran and hid. I didn't know it was a major earthquake. I didn't know that she just arrived home before the bridge collapsed. I didn't know any of that stuff until I got older. So back to Katrina. So that was where I developed my post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, a lot of people think, oh, post-traumatic stress disorder, you need to go to combat and stuff. But I've worked in the medical field even before I went to Katrina. I saw things, I saw everything. I was numb to death. But when you see it on that level, when you see bodies floating, and you see people starving, and people going to shock, and people threatening to kill you, and trying to do it not because they are bad people, it's just because they have family at home, and they wasn't prepared. They wasn't prepared for a disaster on this magnitude, or any disaster on this type. They wasn't prepared for any of this stuff. They wasn't prepared for none of this. So, and then they counted on FEMA, and then FEMA didn't come through for them. FEMA was nowhere to be found. We was there 3 weeks before FEMA ever got there. And to give you guys an idea exactly how fast we was there, Hurricane Katrina made landfall. I was on a flight. I touched down in Burlingame, Louisiana. No, actually I touched down in Dallas, Texas. And because we was wasn't able to fly into Louisiana. From Dallas, Texas, we drove all the way to Birmingham, Louisiana, then to Covington. So that event on that magnitude of that level was just destroying. Like, it affected me on a massive level, and I obtained post-traumatic stress disorder, and I've been battling it ever since then. And so from 2005 all the way up to 2012, I've been battling it, working on it. And it's hard, because a lot of people that don't have it, they don't understand that it's not something that is just can easily go away when you talk to someone, can easily go away when you take a pill, can easily go away when you work something out. No, it's you're at war with yourself. Literally, you're at war with yourself. So, 2012, I was in the Philippines. Thought I found the love of my life. She became abusive. She tried to kill me. No, literally, like, she tried to kill me. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but you see the scar right there. That's the only place she stabbed me at. Yeah, she literally stabbed me. On our 2-year anniversary, she stabbed me, and I left covered in my own blood. And I made it to the emergency room. They cleaned it. They didn't do that much of a medical care because their system there is not like here in America. So that's why I'm against Obamacare. Because I've been in third world countries where their medical systems are just to the racks. But so, but just the having post-traumatic stress disorder and knowing your triggers and going through that abuse and that physical assault to try to kill you, it would trigger, well, for me, it triggered it up for me again. Now, here we are in 2013. It's only been maybe 10 months, 11 months. 11 months, and I don't know, I have a month and 14 more days before it'll been a year. But you get the idea. So, you need to understand that no matter what your issues are, no matter what concerns you have, no matter what worries you have, no matter if you have depression or if you have some type of disorder, no matter what it is, you can't let it consume you. Because trust me, I let it consume me. I was in a very, very dark place when I got home. And I'm still there, but I'm getting out of it. But those who have post-traumatic stress disorder understands what I'm talking about when I was in a dark place. So you need to, I don't know your story. You don't fully know my story. You have an idea on what my story is. You need to understand that it's okay. It's okay to ask for help, even though it's hard. And trust me, I know, because I am preaching to the choir, because this is actually videos making more for myself than anyone else, because when I'm telling you through the camera, I'm really telling myself. I'm speaking to my subconscious right now, because that's where everything's at. Like, my conscious mind's telling me everything's okay, everything's okay, everything's okay, but you're always looking for triggers, because you never know what your next trigger is going to be. I don't know what my next trigger is going to be. I know what they are, but it might be something new, and I don't know. I literally do not know what it's going to be, and that's where it's at. So